All right, so let's look at these brackets. These are the Goodwin, right? Goodwin racing brackets for the Brembo big rotors. So that's where they're from. And I think on the other video when I was putting in those rotors, I had talked about the anodizing on this, and my suspicion was right. Looking at them, you know, partly just by the color. You know, there's three types of anodizing: type 1, type 2, and type 3. When you hear about hard anodizing, you know, true hard anodizing is type 3. Sometimes people will call it type 2 hard anodizing, but it's not. It's harder than type 1, but it's not actual hard anodizing. If it has any type of color, you know, or you know, color options, I should say, it's not hard anodizing. It's not true hard anodizing. It's probably if it has whatever colors options, and then they say hard anodizing, that means it's a type 2, not a type 3. But anyways, these ones I believe are type 1 anodizing. And these things, you know, these rotors have less than 200 miles on them. And looking at them, they already have wear from, and my guess is the heat, because they only been on the car for, God, it's only been less than a week, maybe a week at the most. So you know, about 200 miles on them, maybe a little less. And you actually see the anodizing is wearing off already. So here, these dark spots here, and here. See, there's a pattern. That's because the bolt was covering it. This right here is covered because that's where the mounting, the caliper was covering this. And this is where the bolt to hold down the caliper, and you see it's darker right there, in that circle spot. So every spot where it was covered or protected, the anodizing stayed, but where it was exposed, the anodizing actually wore out. And I believe that's from the heat, wearing out from the heat. So that, you know, it couldn't hold up to the heat of the brakes, basically. So Goodwin needs to step up, you know, the game on getting it better anodizing. You know, it should have been, you know, in my opinion, it should have been type 3 anodizing. I know it's more expensive, but you know, the rotor kit was an expensive rotor kit. You know, it's like $800. $800 just for big rotor kits. You know, if you look at some of the other rotor kits, or excuse me, some of the other big brake kits, you know, you get not just the bigger rotor and the bracket, you're also getting the calipers too. This thing, you're only getting the rotors, you know, the rotors and the bracket, and it's, you know, and it costs just as much as the big brake kits. So they, you know, they need to step up the game on having better quality stuff. So the anodizing is one thing. The other thing is the bolts that they come with. It's you know, it's black oxide bolt, and those black oxide bolts are not good at corrosion. You know, dealing with corrosion. So it's, you know, so you live in like a winter place where they salt the road and stuff, you have to be careful, because those bolts will rust out. You know, they're not like the factory caliper bolts where they've been passivated, and not you don't have to worry about the corrosion, right? These are the bolts that I'm talking about. These are black oxide bolts, you know, and the reason why they're like this is because they've been hardened, so to make them stronger. But still, that's I would have preferred bolts like the stock bolts, or I would have preferred stainless bolts. You know, those things would have made it, you know, quality wise. And again, for the price that you're paying, there's some stuff that could have been better quality, you know, given that price. Anyway, so I have them off. I have on my Mazda Speed rotors. I'm gonna try those out for today and see how I like them. I think the big rotors they're really sweet. They perform phenomenal. It's like, wow, I'm so impressed by them in their performance. for street use, man, they're way overkill, way overkill. Even the type of street riding that I do, you know, mountain driving, they perform phenomenally. It's like I just couldn't believe it. So definitely overkill. So I'm gonna try the Miata Speed rotors, and if those are okay for my intended use, I'm gonna stick with those instead. And I will probably end up selling these ones. You know, it's one of those things where I want to know, and you don't know until you try. Otherwise, you basically always wonder in the back of your mind. You always, oh, how's that, and you always have doubt or wonder, and you know this settles that. You know, so basically it's kind of like having peace of mind, having tried both the you know, having tried the big rotors. So it's just one of those things you don't know until you try, right? All right, thanks for watching.